said, they're taking identities, then they're gonna start stealing DNA.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep. And by the way, everyone that's joining us, IG, shout out to Pat, man, for joining us. You are tuned in to episode 44 of Technically Speaking, where we are giving you news
that you
can use.
But yeah, man. So those of us, if anyone saw the thumbnail on YouTube or Facebook, you're not seeing the face we were expected to see.
No.
Life, man.
Life.
Bianca was gonna join us, man, but she got on an accident, man. It's the second time on the show that a show got interrupted for a car accident. Look, man, I need y'all to learn how to drive out there, man. Like,
and not Bianca, it's the people around.
Yeah, I'm talking about everybody else on the road.
Also, no, don't say that. She can't defend herself.
No, I wouldn't even do that, even if it was her fault. But nah, shout out to her, man. She's getting better from that. She made it, so that's the only thing that matters, man. But
she made it.
She made it, man. Life be lifing, but we here, man. How you doing, Bobby? How was your trip?
Which one?
To DC.
I got like back to back trips. I spent 2 weeks in the Columbia, Maryland, Baltimore area, and then flew home Saturday night. Went to church Sunday morning. Flew right back out on Monday morning to El Paso. Went to New Mexico where my I won't say the Mexican side of my family is, but where the Hispanic side of my family lives in New Mexico. And my aunt Pat Patricia, she passed away. Yes, that's all.
Condolences.
To her.
Yeah, my condolences.
I went to go, pay my condolences to my family too, and I showed up and got a lot of love. It was good because I didn't know that I needed that time, that cousin time.
Yeah,
you need it, man.
My cousins, it was good. But yeah, I'm back. I don't think I'll have any traveling that I know of in my upcoming future that I know of.
I feel you, man. That traveling wears you out. Like I'm like, ugh.
I still feel tired. I'm like, man, Saturday kicked in. I was like,
man. Like, I love going out there to see my grandbaby, but when I got home, it's just one of them things. It's like, man,
let me tell you, I don't know. Did you hit a lot of turbulence?
I hit a lot of turbulence to and from Cali. Well, it was worse. The closer we got to Cali, it was bad, man. It was bad.
So coming into Texas because of the winds, coming back from Baltimore, it was pretty windy. But let me tell you, when we left El Paso, we were leaving out of a dust storm. I had never seen a dust storm like that before. And all the planes got grounded except for the flight to San Antonio. People were pissed.
That's all right. That's favor. Favor ain't fair, girl. Favor is not fair.
And they were like, well, we're not even sure that anybody's going to be able to land. And they were like, oh, the flight to San Antonio just landed. Oh, they just got here. And I was like, maybe it just depends on the experience of the pilots. If they're like, yeah, this ain't nothing, but I tell you what, the plane doing this number on the way out, I was hanging off to the side for a second. I was like, Lord, if it happens, let it happen fast.
Girl, let me tell you, with all the things that was happening in the country, I've been like,
but you know what?
Like this.
No, airports were packed.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, like nothing was stopping anybody. They were.
Oh yeah.
Still good.
I mean, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Although things are happening, natural disasters may happen all the time, and things, life is gonna go on. Jobs, appointments, meetings, families. People need to get to where they need to go, regardless of the situations that's going on in the world, because of the fact that they know that life be life.
And flying is still the safest way to travel. Regardless of the few things that we've been seeing, flying is still the safest way to travel.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I heard the pilot say that, though.
What?
That was from a pilot. That wasn't from a driver.
Oh, man. Let me tell you, Southwest has jokes. We were taking off. They're like, all right, folks, we're about to take off here. We're already on the tarmac getting ready to go, to get in the air. And they're like, go ahead and put on your seatbelts. This is the first time, and we're not sure what we're doing. And I was like, come on, man. So leave them jokes somewhere else. Is it me and the girl next to me were like, yo, did they just say that?
Hey man, they be getting down on Southwest. Man. I've had some fun.
I love Southwest though.
Flight attendants on Southwest, man. Hey, shout out to Southwest, man. And they got good prices. And you don't have to pay for the seatbelt.
Not anymore.
Nah.
Y'all haven't heard?
Oh, I heard they were getting rid of their I guess allowing people to fly with 2 bags for free.
Yeah, the free luggage, that is out of the door starting
really
March 28th. Yes.
Damn it. That was like the one thing that like had
that
me
was the plug.
Them.
No,
that
but you know what?
Plug.
They still have the best flight options and prices. I've been pricing them. They have the best nonstop options and the best low price, the want to get away fares. For me to get from round trip from here to El Paso to go see my family and come back, it's like $220.
That's not bad.
One round trip. That's cheap. And I was 2 weeks out from when I bought the tickets, when I found out about their memorial.
Oh yeah.
That's cheap.
I mean, damn. So man,
Alaska Airlines kind of creeping up on them because for $1,400 one-time payment, you can travel once a month for the entire year.
Really?
Yeah. That's some news you can use for that.
They just fly from here to Alaska. That's it.
No. Alaska Airlines. So there's over 60 places they go.
Oh, okay.
And you can go round trip once a month.
Oh,
and
but that's per person.
Yeah, but it's $1,400. I mean,
yeah. You can't get that cheap.
I mean, let's say you take one trip a quarter. That's gonna pay it off within two trips, pretty much. You know,
right? But they banking on people not being able to travel all the time, though.
Yeah, they do.
Well,
like
I mean,
like a timeshare or
timeshare. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got to look at it though. That would be perfect for people who are, I would say, who like, let's look at it like
grandparents.
Adults with no children, couples with no children. Because all they got to do, they can every month, you know what I'm saying? There's a holiday almost every month of the year now, right?
It's true.
So they can be like, oh, what you doing for Easter? I'm going away. And I'll be back. What you doing for the summer? I'm going away. And I'll be right back.
So we got some feedback from Ben James B. He said, but they don't travel many places, so many layovers.
Oh. Alaska?
Alaska Airlines, hey, you know what? I ain't mad at it. But you know what's so cool about that, though? Because I remember there was a point in time when I didn't have kids. And me and my wife wanted to do like random acts of travel, right?
Mm-hmm.
We was like, hey, let's go to Hawaii let's go to San Francisco for the weekend. Hop on a bad boy and shoot out. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have no kids, you can go ahead and just venture out.
Yeah. Hey.
That's it. We're all flying Spirit from here on out.
Oh, hell no.
I am flying Spirit. Just making a joke.
Yeah, the NBA of
absolutely
the
not. Okay.
You gotta pay extra for safety.
Yeah. No, Spirit is the RTD bus line of the airline.
What did RTD stand for?
Rough, tough, and dirty.
Yep.
We will never.
I seen some of those videos and I was like,
bro.
No.
Our resident Wanderlust, Danny, what's up? She said, where we going? She said she's going to San Fran in June.
Oh, cool.
Hey, see
well, I've been here in July. It was a lot colder than I thought.
Oh yeah, San Francisco gets cold. I forget the artist, but he said the coldest, what do you say? The coldest weather was the summer in July. Something like that. It was
I'm not gonna lie, but look, I remember going to San Francisco in the summertime, and it was good weather at Fisherman's Wharf. But then, you know, when you want to go across the San Francisco Bridge, there's another city over there that people go to for a lot of tourists, and it was cold. I didn't even have a jacket on because I took the trolley, and I was like,
"Yeah, you messed up, homie."
Bruh, nobody. I wish somebody would have told me.
Yeah. I said the same thing. I had to go to a Walgreens and buy some bum-ass looking sweater because I was like, I hear California, West Coast. I see people on rollerblades on the beach. I'm like, yeah, I could do that. And then I get there and I'm like, how come I'm the only person in shorts? Because I'm the only tonta flying in from Texas thinking it's gonna be hot in July, and it's not. It was freaking cold. It was really cold.
Yeah, it's tricky.
My trip would have been better if I'd have packed better. But I just looked at the weather.
BJ, I know that's it's BJ. We can call him BJ. He said Frontier. BJ, man. Yeah.
I need a fridge.
Frontier is actually taking Southwest policy to acquire customers, which I think is brilliant.
I saw that. I saw them doing that.
Frontier
I've never flown Frontier.
Frontier is step one above Spirit.
Spirit. I knew it. I knew it. I had a friend tell me that too.
You got to pay for safety too. Like if you want a safe landing, is that extra or?
Bruh.
No,
it's the new
pay for the other part.
You said what?
It's a new frontier. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Heck nah. I know people who got on there. Every time they got and they got it on multiple times. They bought their tickets, and every time they got to where they were at, to get back because the round trip flight canceled. And I was like,
I do remember hearing that.
This can't happen all the time. It was like, I was.
So how are people getting home? You know what I mean?
So if the flight cancel, I do believe they get a voucher for another place,
like airline,
another airline that can take them to another location, and then you can get like if you're in a rush, you can be able to get that flight back and pay the difference. But
Frontier's losing money, and then on top of that, if something like that happened to me, I would never fly with you again.
See,
well, here's the thing. So BJ is saying that real talk, Spirit is probably the safest airline. Look at their land and safety policy; they're better than all the airlines combined. I don't know, man. You got me.
Spirit. Look, here's the thing.
That's he's Spirit. That's Spirit. I don't know.
I just want to say this. And I'm not knocking BJ.
I have to try one more time.
I'm not knocking BJ, but sometimes when you get the job, your resume says one thing, but your work does something else. File your resume, but your work is gonna show what you really can do.
That's a good way of putting it.
That's funny.
They chat GPT. All of them use chat GPT.
Your professionalism just wasn't there for this time. Okay.
Make it sound human.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's funny. Hey man, as long as they not getting hijacked, because that's one thing, man. Could you imagine a plane being hijacked?
Man, I can imagine the plane, but bro, I can imagine something else.
What else?
Oh my god. Okay, and I'm glad we have a platform to talk about it, okay? Because I remember 2 years ago, they had this ancestral DNA episode on Law and Order. And I was like, this ain't gonna work out. And everybody was going to Me 23, was trying to see their ancestral, finding out they 0.5% of Latin, other percent of Ireland. But guess what? Me 23 is going bankrupt.
23andMe?
Damn it.
Guess what happens?
What happened?
Your DNA is up for grabs in the midst of the bankruptcy. So picture this. A billionaire, ancestral DNA, want to do all the whole things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Granted, now your DNA could be sold off because of the fact your information was out there, and now the company that had you wanted to check out your background, your ancestral longitude, latitude, wanted to be part of the Wakanda tribe, all of that, and now you got to turn around and look and say, hey, it's not my identity theft, it's my DNA theft. And I said it on an episode probably about a year ago. I said,
we covered it.
I said they're taking identities, then they're gonna start stealing DNA.
Yep.
I wonder if some of these samples are more recently, because I got my 23andMe done about 3 years ago. So I'm wondering if it's just like people who sent in their samples more recently.
Well, the whole company.
I just sworn I signed something saying that once they used it, they were they say destroying the sample, but all we send in is a piece of our spit.
Saliva.
It's saliva. It's not blood. It's saliva, right?
Right.
And I'm not trying to like decrease the idea of what the topic is about. I'm like, I could have sworn they said that they were going to dump it after they finished using what they did.
Well, they probably got rid of the actual sample, but they kept record of the information.
Yeah, they made your DNA profile.
Okay. Yes.
They were able to match you to let you know, hey man, you 10% Norwegian or something like that.
And then something even came out saying that a lot of that wasn't even fully right. I'll let you know right now. I'm 3% black, baby.
Okay. What up, my ninja?
I was telling people like, hey, well, I'm 3% black.
My
ninja. Well, I mean, I didn't do 23andMe. I went through GNC. GNC had their version of it, and I found out I was like 2% Norwegian or something like that.
Wow.
That's why I threw that out there. Well, if you think about it, right? Because like back in the day, the Vikings was going around doing they thizzle, baby. So most of us have a percentage of Norwegian in
is. And the same thing with Asians because of what's the name? Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Genghis Khan he raped and pillaged.
The best player
thousands of women and stuff. So.
I just found out, you know what I'm saying? That, you know what?
Almost every human alive now has
I'm
like
just black and I'm Black Honduran and Mississippian. That's where my mama's from.
Mississippian.
My mama's from Mississippi.
Okay. That came up in the 23andMe report.
No, that came up in the
no, it don't.
That came in the Corey Giovanni report. You know what I'm saying? Crooked letter, humpback, I.
So we got a question that says, with your DNA and AI, could you clone someone?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
I would just think it would be very expensive. I don't know if we really got that technology now. I don't know.
Bruh, let me tell you something. You said one thing that was very key.
What's that?
It was expensive. Elon Musk said a year ago, probably even 2 years ago, he's trying to expand life to 120 years. I remember reading an article on that. So if they can clone your DNA, of course they can be able to make it. I mean, if they can steal it, they can clone it. We just probably ain't privy to that information.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
the possibility of it is there, but if I could just insert something, a belief that I have. Not everybody's going to share the same belief. Corey, I know you do. This is why this is where I'm going. In the Bible, it's talked about people living. Methuselah was the grandfather of Noah.
Yes, he was.
Same Noah, Noah's Ark. Lived, I believe, was like 989 years old. Now, today, we can't fathom those types of ages. However, the human body was not originally designed to die. No. Death entered the world when sin entered the world, right? And I'm not trying to be on a pedestal or nothing like that. No preacher box. Mm-hmm. But after Jesus came and died on the cross and stuff, that we came into the New Testament as a new covenant. No human being can live beyond 120 years.
120 years.
That's it. Yeah. That is it. That's the tippity top. And even then, people will come in there close. I think it's like 118, 119. I mean, they're getting close. That is it. And Elon Musk can say what he wants, but guess what? God, the ruler, the big him, he is him.
I remember I seen you know what? I saw that Simpson episode when they kind of
oh my gosh
Walt Disney had frozen and then they woke him back up like years later. I was like, look, I
don't know. Technology is wild.
We got some chatter. BJ said, of course we have that technology. You're tripping if you don't think we have that. If we don't think it's real. Tesla started with Elon creating a partner for himself, and it had nothing to do with cars. Like what kind of partner,
bruh?
Partner. He came out with the robots and stuff, right? Like the helping bots and stuff. And I think kind of that's.
Are you talking about the
stepping on the
Olympus? The Olympus bots?
The robots?
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't it Optimus?
Optimus.
It was Optimus. Yeah. Right. It was Optimus. I don't know.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? I've seen some models out there that they look really real. Like at see what is it? the Consumer Electronics Show, CES in Vegas. They had some like real life looking hosts, right? Imagine Elon Musk adopting, that a company that can do that, because he already has the Optimus, and he can just go ahead and just replicate that into a human being. And back to what I told y'all before, they gonna be in the White House. You said that they weren't. Both of y'all said they weren't. I guarantee you by the end of this year, we will see bots, or as far as security.
I hope not. Oh, we did talk about that. That's too close to home.
About that.
That's way too close to home. Nope. You don't need to be stepping.
That's too much of a risk, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's way too risky. I would have some serious doubts and questions about why, Elon's purpose in the White House. If he's like, hey, let's bring in this artificial intelligence, like, hell no, they run data capacity faster than any human ever would be able to. They'd be running circles around us when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nope. We need the human aspect.
Yeah, we need that, because
too risky.
Hey man, Terminator showed us the blueprint, man. Once they become self-aware and they be like, wait a minute, the only thing we got to do to take over the world is take over the leader of the free world. And they're we
nuclear codes?
Yeah.
No, dog.
Here's the thing. AI is generative. Remember we started talking about generative AI, where AI is teaching AI how to conduct AI. All it is part of reproduction. That's just the human reproduction, but it's in a digital form. Think about it.
Even more so why you don't want no damn robots at the White House, man.
I can understand that, but let me here's the thing. Just look at it. You have the person who has the most money in the world with that type of power. And you have a team of people who, let's just say, probably need more protection than others because they're older. He can assign one of those. Here's your personal Optimus. They're only $23,000. You can have one. Just put it on an Amex. You know what I'm saying? And you can have them walk around with you and everything. And then you can have them drive you. Why? Because the data is already inside of it to be able to do certain things. I get where you're talking about
for elderly people, right?
Elderly people, disabled people. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having like a because we had pets, disabled. I mean, we had, you know what I'm saying, social emotional pets. But we can actually have somebody we can communicate back and forth. Maybe a little slow right now because the technology is new. AI is still kind of like in its like 7-year-old, 8-year-old stages where it can be able to communicate back and forth. But once that bad boy get 18 years and older, and you have, come on now, you don't think that we're going to be at that time? Give me 10 years. AI is advancing faster than we
10 years, that's long. I'd say 5. I'd say less than that because we're already in it. Almost everybody's got an Alexa. Already there.
Good point. Step 1, phase 1 has already been rolled out.
I'm telling you, bro.
We got her in our house, but I still don't believe we'll ever get to a point that they'll trust the safety of the president to robots. I won't put my belief in that.
That's risky. On any political politics set aside, I think that's way too risky.
Yeah, it's too
for
risky.
Anybody in the White House.
And you guys know more so than I would because you guys actually are veterans, right? I'm not, but I'm just looking at how we as a society adapt simplicity a lot easier. Hell, we taking simplicity over protection when it comes to our technology and our identity. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people just put their retinas to their phones and then their retina is already in some Apple database? You know what I'm saying?
Well, when you travel, you don't even have a choice. Some airports make you do that anyway. When you go through TSA, you got to do it anyway. So even if you don't want to, because they take your ID and they're like, look into the camera, please.
Yep.
That's exactly what happened. Every time you go through TSA,
TSA is a what? A government what?
agency.
entity.
Now they're using AI, but there's a difference between using AI and using robots, though. Just two distinct things.
This is true.
Are they using AI in the White House? Most likely, because you got to make decisions, right? And that machine learning and everything AI comes with can help you make those decisions quickly. But that's separate from, hey, let me put the AI in a robot and basically replace the Secret Service. That's what the Secret Service is there for, sir.
Y'all remember recently seeing any type of news articles about a guy who was Indian guy, worked at OpenAI, became a whistleblower because they were using the technology incorrectly or something with, I don't want to misspeak on that. Something with the artificial intelligence. He's a whistleblower, found dead. And the mom ended up doing an interview saying she absolutely believes it. He did not unalive himself by any means.
Of course. I mean, I did not see the interview, but I can believe it.
I did. I saw it.
And that was related to what? I missed that.
He was a whistleblower for the OpenAI company. They were doing something with misusing the technology somehow, and he went to go, I guess, file a report, do something or another. I don't remember if he actually lost his job or what they were in the middle of doing, but he somehow unalived himself magically.
Supposedly.
Yeah, the mom was like, absolutely not.
So we're getting more feedback from BJ. So
okay.
Apparently they're cloning animals using a technique called somatic cell nuclear transfer, SCNT. All right, they're doing. I mean, I remember they were cloning goats like back in the day, right?
Yeah. Sheep. They were doing it to sheep, and then
me. Remember they cloned me. They did. They that pink. Remember?
Oh, you said they cloned meat. I thought you said they cloned me. I'm like, huh?
Yo, I heard me too, and I'm like, Corey, what are you talking about?
They cloned Gucci Mane too, man. Remember when they cloned Gucci Mane?
Yeah, Jamie Foxx, all of them. Cat Williams was like, "Where's Jamie's tattoo on the back of his head?" He was like, "That's his clone."
But no, it's crazy. But for real, man. I remember when that DNA hijack happened. It was right at the beginning of the Ukraine-Russia war. And was it that one? No, it was not Ukraine and Russia. It was the Hamas and Israel.
Oh, that was October 7th last year is when that kicked off.
Yeah. No, yeah, because when that happened, I remember there was a group of Jewish people whose DNA profiles were targeted. Because we covered it. We got a video here on our channel that talked about that, man. The timing of it. So I remember that, and that was the dangers of it, right? Whether we can clone Tyrone, I saw that, Danny.
I love that. That was a good movie. That was a good
movie. Whether we could do that or not, I don't know. But what we can possibly do, the real risk was being able to custom tailor a bioweapon based off of genetic profiles, right? I remember that, and think about it, thinking from a geopolitical perspective. If I get the DNA profiles from my adversary, I just might be able to craft up a nice custom biological weapon that really targets their DNA. That was the risk. Remember that? Yeah.
I saw that on an episode of FBI. And it was like one guy dropped dead out of all his friends around him. And they were like, "What happened?" They was like, "We don't know." It was like he was just hanging out. And next thing you know, he fell down. And they tried administrating CPR. Nothing could happen. And they found out there was something it was a biological airborne weapon.
Yeah. It sound like an episode of X-Men. Did they targeting the X-Men?
I'm saying.
Well, I mean, we're talking about it, but I think that there's so many types of dark weapons that we can't even fathom the type of things because they're so evil. It's so evil, but I personally think it's all around us.
Not that Ozempic was bad.
Hey man, I lost like 70 pounds, my guy.
Hey,
leave me alone, sport.
Hey, that's what's up. I didn't look. See, because here's the thing. They told me I can't use it because they said that based off of my medical history, I can't use it. I was like, okay. And I
was cleared to use it because of my medical history. I had to be cleared to use it.
Right, because I seen there's a couple other non-Ozempic that's out there. I don't know if you guys know. And
yeah, the semaglutide. That's what I'm using.
Right, but no, there's a different one out there that's that you can buy over the counter for like $500. And I don't know, but I know that people were dying from it, and I was like,
"What?
Hold on, like wait, hold up, what?
Gotta be careful."
I was like,
let me give you some news you can use. I've been using the semaglutide compound for 1 year now. April would mark 1 year that I've been using it. Aside from your body having to get used to it, meaning expelling the bad stuff, I've had zero side effects from it. Decreased appetite, that's what you're going to have. That's what's going to happen. If you're talking about major stuff, nothing.
Now, let me ask you a question. So if I just chose not to eat, what's the difference? It got to do something with your body to help you release all that stuff out there.
That's what I'm saying. Like it helped expel a lot of like oily stuff that I think is stuck inside of your body, and I think a lot of fats were coming out.
Nice. So
to be honest with you, I'm extremely positive that that's what was happening.
Because I've heard that your body cannot lose fat cells unless you do certain things, but this was years ago. Like fat cells, I mean, you can lose all the weight in your world, but if you had a certain amount of fat cells, they don't go out. But this was before like cold therapy, where they actually freeze
cryotherapy. They freeze them. Cryotherapy.
They freeze it and then they pass through your body. You know what I'm saying? I know people who've done that and it worked for them. And I was gonna try to do it. They was like, you got to lose a little bit more weight so you can be able to fit in the machine. I said, damn it.
Yeah, and I was just telling Geronimo before you got here in the beginning of 2024, I started out at 248 pounds. Mind you, I'm 5'10". I'm kind of big in the front and big in the back, so I wear my weight differently because I'm tall. Stop laughing, Corey. But
you said it. I didn't. I just.
Now I'm 177. So
nice.
I lost a little over 70 pounds.
She did that.
And,
she sent a picture on
all at once.
And I was like,
I remember. I was like,
Bobby. No,
of course it's Bobby. She holds the Trump flag.
Don't get too skinny now. Just fade away.
Okay, I'm only taking a tiny dose now just to maintain. I'm no longer trying to lose. I'm taking a tiny dose just to keep my body in check.
Girl, you need to buff up so you can be on one of them slap champion videos, girl.
Hey, and Danny said it reduces cravings. Is that right?
So absolutely correct. It reduced my cravings. Matter of fact, right before I came on, I was like, "Ooh, I wanted something sweet," so I grabbed a strawberry.
That's good though.
But it does. It definitely reduced my cravings. Plus, you have to have some self-discipline. I'll be honest with you. I did not do a lot of exercise. However, rather than running for some sweet tea, I would do like half sweet, half unsweet. That way I still got just enough for it to still be good, but not so much where I'm like, oh man, I'm dying over here.
That means a lot because we down here in the South, boy, and that means a lot what she just said. Not running for a sweet tea. Hey man, at the HEB they sell the damn gallons of sweet tea.
Kidding me?
Like,
first of all, it's the house wine of the South.
The house wine of the
South. You better not come up with no Arnold Palmer, huh?
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Hey, what else we got going on, man? What's going on?
I don't know.
Off topic.
I'm over here thinking about the house wine of the South, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna use that now, huh?
Yeah.
We start talking about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I'm lost. Let me pull it up. I got it so I'm lost.
Talking about the championships?
Championships.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. So, NCAA Women's March Madness. Now, there's a $15 million up for grabs per win. So, per unit, each team that wins get a unit of that $15 million going towards their school. So it's no longer just getting the chip and having bragging rights. You actually get paid. You know what I'm saying? That's funny, but I knew that was coming because of these NIL deals. And
what's NIL?
Name, image, and licensing deals.
Oh, okay.
These deals. So say for instance, like you play football, right? In junior high school, you get to college. Bam, you in college playing basketball. They come up with a video game with the team. You know what I'm saying? And your stats is up there. As a college player, in order for them to be able to be put and used in that video game, they need to pay you. So they got to pay you for your name, image, and license. Okay. And that's the new thing right now.
Because that wasn't always the case, right?
It wasn't. Oh, heck no. That's why Reggie Bush had the situation he did. Because they took his Heisman Trophy. And I believe he earned it back.
I remember that.
Yeah, because
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't name, image, licensing per se. It was because of the fact that his mother was getting gifts from the college. You know what I'm saying?
A long time ago. Damn,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Look, name, image, and licensing just came out for college students probably 3 years ago.
Question. This is from Dr. Poole. Shout out to Dr. Poole.
What up, DP?
Is that money going to the athletes?
No, it isn't. Not for the women's basketball. It's not. It's going to their athletic program, but it's not going to the basketball players. However, there have been college players that have been getting endorsements, like Juju from USC. She has a Nike. She has a Nike deal. And she's in college. I mean, and her Nike deal is better than some of these WNBA contracts. So it's like, why do I want to go pro? You feel me?
Hey, if you got the skill, and you got the skill.
Yeah, but it could probably also be tied into that too, like that. Because her contract is big, like. It's like they bigger than some of the NBA contracts. It's bigger than Bronny James' contract. And so you know what I'm saying. So if she goes, but she's Juju killing it. You know what I'm saying. SC from Watts, come on now, that sister balling. But when she goes to I'm pretty sure when she go to pro, she's still gonna be sticking with Nike because you know what I'm saying. Nike is Nike, and let's be honest. If Nike gave me a $50 million endorsement deal, I'll wear Nike. My kids will wear Nike. Nike will be
wearing Nike.
I'll have a tattoo of Nike right here.
Yeah.
Like wait.
Yo, it's funny you said that, man. When I worked at Red Lobster out there in Torrance, shout out to Torrance.
Shout out to Torrance. Don't go there if you're looking sus. If you're looking, I'm gonna just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I was working there one day, man. Long story short, Jam Master Jay came in there with his family, and this was 1997-ish.
Yeah.
And dude, like you said, the whole family from head to toe Adidas.
Adidas.
Adidas. There was an Adidas tracksuit, everything Adidas. And I didn't recognize him at first. One of the waiters was like, "Hey man, did you?" Because I was a host, so I sat him and his family, and I'm just doing my thing, right? Hey, welcome to Red Lobster, doing all this stuff, right? I seated him, went to get drinks, and the waiter was like, "Hey, man, do you know who you just sat?" I'm like, "Nah, who did I just see?" He was like, "Dude, that's Jam Master Jay." I'm like, I did that double take when I saw all the Adidas.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you see so many stripes, you thought you saw zebras. But you know, back then, it wasn't said that those companies endorsed music artists. So what they did was, instead of endorsing them, they gave them free material. You know what I'm saying? They get that's why even when they did my Adidas Run DMC, they didn't because that's where Jam Master Jay is from. For those who may not know, because you know we do have some Gen X's, Gen Y's, and Gen C's.
Thank you for that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Run DMC. And
you ever heard of them, Bobby?
Jay.
She's young.
Of who?
Run DMC.
Come on, she 3% black. Of course she knows.
Man, for real. Thank you, Corey. Thank you. For real. Let me get my reparations. Yes. Come on now. I know who Run DMC is.
There's a little light skin, but it's there.
Look, there.
A lot of light skin.
Yeah, but Jam Master Jay. When they did my Adidas, they did not get paid for that. Adidas, and then
I didn't know that.
Yeah, DMC actually was the one who orchestrated them getting some form of compensation of clothing and material for them. So whenever they perform my Adidas, or anytime you've seen the Adidas commercial, you will hear a little bit of their jingle in it because of the fact that they weren't getting paid. They just love rocking shell toes Adidas.
Yeah.
And
Dang.
let's be 100% honest. When they did it, the culture started doing it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's when they saw the power of hip hop.
Yeah, they
Don't
did.
lie,
They
my
still
everyday
do.
shoes that I wear.
What?
Adidas.
Hey. Hey.
They're
that's a hell
good
of a pivot,
shoes.
man.
They're good shoes,
Yeah,
man.
man.
They are good shoes. Basketball players' shoes, man. Hey, if you got the right shoes, you can have a good pivot on that court, right?
Oh,
Yep.
Right?
Oh,
Right?
cold word. Pivot.
We're gonna pivot. We're gonna pivot to our business topic, which is mastering the pivot. And I'll bring that up because we were supposed to have a guest. Life happened again. And so we had to pivot. We last minute we had to come up with a whole different agenda. Which I think is a good representation on just in life, man. When you in business and working in the business world, man, you gotta pivot, dog. Like especially now, you know, with stuff that's happening in the US. You gotta pivot. You gotta be able to pivot because there's no such thing as a guaranteed job or a safe job unless you're working in like the black side of classified operations, Bobby.
Well, here's the thing. Let me tell you something. What I really like about mastering the pivot is this. You go into something doing one thing, right? But you figure out that the dollar ain't there. The dollar is over here. Yet you can still use those same skills that you went into this area for over here. Case in point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you my breakdown. I started my business, Core ENT. It was supposed to be a film, music, entertainment company, right? And it still is. However, this was in 2021. I'm shooting podcasts for people now, which is still camera usage. They still need script. They still need to be able to be broadcast, right? It's just on a different level because I'm now getting paid consistently from doing podcasts or doing video tutorials or doing courses. These are things that are actually paying me. I have not gotten paid for the scripts that I wrote that I went to shoot and film. And
that's what you originally started Core ENT for.
There you go.
Perfect example.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I pivot because I had all the equipment to do all of the things, but the dollar wasn't there at the present time. Not to mean that it won't come out later, but as of right now, you got to master the pivot.
Got to master the pivot, man. That's in everything. What you think about that, Bobby?
I think every day you need to have a backup to your backup. Whatever your backup plan is, have that additional backup. And always have a side hustle. Always. Even if it's not going to be enough to pay your mortgage, have enough to pay your car payment. That little side money can go a long way.
You know what? Good point, man. Because there's all kind of debates about having that side hustle, but you never know. You might need that side hustle to become the main hustle. If the main hustle go away, man, that's just
use your skills.
Man. Yeah,
use your skills. Sell yourself in a good way.
Yeah.
Sell yourself.
But no, for real. I agree with the backup plan, but then I also want to make sure I give clarity why I have a Angel's alternative look at it, right?
Ooh, okay.
Because of the fact that remember when you work a regular job, right? Somebody has laid that foundation of the hard work for them to actually be able to pay you, right?
Yep.
So, you know what I'm saying? Don't be like most people unless you got it and God and give you a word for you to go ahead and leave your job to do what you're supposed to do and then start that on foundation. He will provide you. The Lord knows he did it for me. But don't quit your day job. You know what I'm saying? Because that's somebody else's vision that you're working on, that you now have the tools to learn how to run your own business. The most valuable thing you'll get from a job is not money. It's the experience and the lessons for you to be able to run your own business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna be another Angel's advocate. And maybe you may think you want to be an entrepreneur, but what you really are preparing yourself to do with your experience in your different jobs is being an entrepreneur, right? And if you don't know what an entrepreneur is, it's someone who operates and works like the person who started the business, but they're not, setting the foundation of that company or helping it grow in that way, but they're just working in their role or maybe different roles to be like, you know what? I don't want to be the one running this company. Matter of fact, I don't want to run a company.
I want to run it.
But I'll help the companies I'm with grow. And because that's okay too, because everybody can't be no entrepreneur now. Because if everyone's an entrepreneur, who's going to do the work?
No, and here's the thing. That's why you got to know who you are and know your strengths. So, and part of being an entrepreneur is identifying strong suits and weaknesses, right? So I know there's certain things that I need to hire, right? I have a lawyer for legal fees because I'm not reading contracts that I don't have to understand. I'm like, hey, Michelle, check this out. Get it back to me. Let me know if it's good for me to sign or not. Okay, I got that. My accountant right now, it's pretty much me. But once the bread start coming in, I'm hiring an accountant because that's not my expertise. I'm a creative. I'm a hard worker, and I'm the type of person who find the ways to get the dollar, right? And I know how to get the dollar, generate more dollars out of that dollar, and build up more and more and more, and so forth and so on. And then I love the hustle. So I love the hard work. Remember, we had the episode with me, you, and Donald. We were talking about cold calling. I did an example with my kids the other day. They was in the car, and there was a number on the gate, right, saying like, "Hey, if you need this type of information," or no, there was a plumbing company. So I was like, son, watch this. I said, I'm gonna get an appointment with him. They're like, what do you mean? I said, just listen. So I called him while I was in the car. I'm like, hey, I noticed your advertisement right here on the gate. And he was like, yeah, why, you need plumbing? Well, here's the thing. I work in social media marketing, and I wanted to let you know that there's an easier way for you to do this, and you can reach abroad and more people. Do you have Tuesday at 2, Thursday at 3, or Friday at 4? Where I can give you a 15-minute call at the same number to talk to you about it. It was like, well, no. He was like, even before you said no, I said, I'll give you a 7-day trial of my services, and then when you are ready, you'll have a guy to go to. He was like, Friday at 4, fine. It's fine. Boom. I closed the appointment. Super simple.
Yo.
And my son was like, what just happened? I said, I made an opportunity from just looking around me. That is how you get somebody who's an entrepreneur and just start looking what's out there. You feel me? I done created digital courses, digital products, this and that. So I know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know that my expertise is not billing. I do have a system, and I made sure I got a simple system. I send the invoice, they pay the invoice, it goes into my bank account.
You know what? Speaking of which, we've got April 15th just around the corner. For those of you who haven't done your taxes yet, we do have a friend of the show, James Hall. He is with JC Tax Services out of West Falls, Virginia. I do highly recommend him. I've been working with him because he works with Geronimo. Hey. And I trust my friend, and I liked his business mindset and stuff. So shout out to JC Tax Services.
Shout out to JC.
Patriot Restorations is going to be using them this year for our CPA.
Hey, that's what's right. He's been taking care of me for almost 10 years. We supposed to get him back. Yeah, to give
we are
on what to do when it's extension time. Right? Ooh. Yeah. Ooh.
Let's get them on. Look, let's get them on. Let's get them on week after next. Why not? Why not?
Yeah. Gotta do it. We gotta do it.
Gotta do it.
It's close to that. If you're watching it, man,
come back on and get us with your tax questions. Bring them to the table. We can talk about it. Right? Let's talk about it.
Matter of fact, while you bring that up, like he's on me, man. Tell you, he don't mess around. I don't know if you felt that yet, Bobby.
Are you kidding me? If the moment, listen to me, friends. The moment I'm like, yeah, he probably won't get back to me tomorrow. Ding, he responded to me. I'm giving him 5 stars because it is rare. It is rare. If I've got a question, it gets answered within a few minutes, y'all. Yeah, it is quick, and he's quick. He's very precise. He's like, okay, you gave me this, great. I still need this and this. Okay, I'm on it. Very good with communication. Full on 5 stars, 5 straight gold stars.
Yeah, man, that's that work ethic. We were talking about work ethic a couple of episodes ago, man, and that's it right there, man. And to your point, Corey, man, you gotta let the people do what they're good at, right? He's good at that. Like, why am I gonna waste my time doing something that he's good at, and he's gonna do it right and get on me when I mess up?
There you go.
Exactly. He hooked me up, gave me a whole spreadsheet to help track expenses and stuff for my company because I didn't have that before. But he's like, don't worry, I'm gonna give you the tools, plug everything in as the months go by. That way, this next year, right, for 2025, you got stuff already plugged up and ready. January 2026, hit the ground running, get everything we need, and get it sent out.
Get them taxes in. Get them taxes
in.
Somebody needs to come up with a tax season song. Taxes, baby. Pay your taxes.
Don't let that IRS get you.
Pay your taxes, baby. Pay your taxes, baby. Yeah. No Wesley Snipes.
I'm surprised no one has ever done that yet. I mean, you got a lot of entertainers that get hemmed up for not paying their taxes, though. I'm not taking tax advice from Wesley Snipes. I'm telling you that right now.
No.
I forgot what comedian I took that from.
I think it was Kevin Hart.
No, it was Chris Tucker. It was Chris Tucker because he was like, "That's the last time I take tax advice from Wesley." Hey man, speaking of advice, man, this one we switch into our veteran section right here.
Yeah.
So you know, I don't think it's been a secret that we've been having issues with our recruitment numbers here in the U.S. across all the different branches of services. And you know, one thing that probably didn't help with that, when a bunch of people back in 2021 got kicked out the military, about 8,200 people, because they didn't want to take the COVID shot.
Wow. They didn't want to take the V.
They didn't want to take the V. They didn't want the vid shot, man.
I was one.
So you was one of them.
Yeah, I put in a religious exemption.
Okay, you had different exemptions and stuff like that. So now what's happening? They're trying to get them people to come back.
Of course. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on the last administration.
That's good, Corey. Hey, hold on. I was treated like crap by my command. I had people really trying to come in and coerce me, and there were other soldiers who were like, hey, you know, Sarge, I heard if we don't do this, we get dishonorable discharges. They were using like different fear tactics. I'm like, hey, that's not cool, man. That's not what we're here for.
Right.
You know, we're here to focus on, we have a mission to protect the United States, defend the Constitution. This is what we're here for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure if they let me ask you this. If they bring them back, what would they do for the time of the fact that they got kicked out? Will they like?
They can. Well, they can do a couple of things. They can fix the paperwork to make it seem like from what I've heard, that they were actually in during that time.
Okay. Yeah.
And that would go towards their years of service. So let's say somebody got kicked out and they had 18 years of service. They were right there at their 20-year mark.
Right.
What they could end up doing to help, you know, fix that is to go back and pretty much now give them their 20-year letter as if they actually completed their years of service.
So
that's just an example.
What actually happened was President Trump signed an executive order that will allow them all to come back.
Nice.
And they'll get their former rank full pay with back pay. So they'll make the money back. Yeah.
He campaigned on that. It was about getting that back pay, which he was hoping that people would say, yeah, put me back in. But if you left with some bad blood, you know what I mean? Back. Chances are, would you really want to go back to your command? Like, think about it. Would you want to go back to your command where people were talking crap to you because they were, people were treating you differently because they were like, oh, Sergeant Lopez, you got to stay over there. You can't come over here with the rest of us, Sergeant Lopez, because you're not like us. You're right. I'm not like you. And I'm okay with that. That's cool. I'll be over here with my unvaccinated self.
No, and you're not lying. So according to the Associated Press, when the rules changed to allow people to come back, since it changed in 2023, from then till now, out of the 8,200 that were forced to separate, only 650 have expressed interest in coming back in. So you're not wrong.
Not even 10%. Not even 10%.
Not even 10%. Not even 10%. So I mean, and also too, on top of what you said, Bobby, what if you get out? You weren't planning on getting out, so you don't have no plans. I've been in that situation before, because I got MEB twice. And that's a scary time. Medical Evaluation Board, for those
Thank you. I was about to say MVP. I'm like, what? You got MVP twice? Why are you complaining?
I got one MEB. He's got two.
Nah, man, because you don't know what you're gonna do. You were planning on staying in. You didn't have no backup plans, right? But what if you forced out and you figure it out, and now you're making way more than what you were making at your previous rank when you got out? That's another dilemma. Like, let's just say when I got out, I was making 50K. Now I'm at my civilian job, I'm making 100K. And you offering me my back pay with my original 50K salary?
I'll take a leave of absence for a year. Come on back.
Man. I tell you what, go ahead and keep your rank. I'll just take the back pay. All right.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Well, there was a time they was putting notices out asking retirees to come back in. That
was like recently.
That was within the last year.
In the Air Force, I remember them saying, "Hey, I know you might have just gotten out, but if you're interested, we can offer you your job back."
Man, come on back in.
People were like, "No."
Are they paying you back? I mean, paying you good or no? Or are they gonna pay you good?
Out of all of the amendments that I can pick, I can only think of one, and that's the FIF. I mean, on that one, sir.
All of the military pay is all, it's all public record. Ain't no secret.
It's public record, yeah.
It's public record according to your rank. You know what I mean? So like, we all know what each other get. It ain't a surprise.
Yeah. I mean,
but when you go and look at that, you're like, nah. All the crap that I went through, and you know what? Hard pass. I'll stick over here.
I mean, but it's a good. If for someone who overall, I think it's good to help you get that jump start in life. Because it broadened my horizon. I'm not just gonna throw complete dirt on the military, man. I respect what we do, man, and what they still do. It's just that maybe that wasn't the best choice to make, getting rid of 8,200 people during the time you were already struggling with recruitment numbers.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I love being in the Army. It made me a stronger person. The military made me a stronger person and built resilience. It gave me a whole extra special set of skills that not everybody in the United States gets the opportunity to get. And depending on what you do in the military, I am extremely grateful that the Lord has ordered my steps, because I wouldn't be sitting here today or even have the awesome job that I do if it wasn't for that little door opening, getting me in there. And a lot of that was
same here.
Never gonna crap on the military. Never ever gonna do that. There are days that are bad, but you know what? You build so much camaraderie. There's so much family away from family. It makes things suck less.
And news you can use if you're someone who does want to go back in. If that happened to you, you can. There are different stipulations. There's different stipulations. Make sure you go talk to a recruiter or somebody, but it's an option. And hey, Angel's advocate, right? Because what was happening, going on, changing.
Job security ain't so job security.
Need that option. So, but it is an option. But if you're in that situation, so
I'm on both sides of the fence. If you're that person and you're listening and you choose to go, sweet, I support you. If you choose not to, sweet, I support you. Whatever. You
get that free veteran housing certificate program. You know how veterans
VA loan?
The VA loan.
As long as they did the minimum time and they served honorably on that DD 214, yes.
Hey,
that's
there you
the main thing.
You know what I'm saying? You can get them some land. Go back to like 4 years, get you some land, man.
But you know what some civilians don't know is that if you get a dishonorable discharge, that'll mess up your life. That's how far they were taking it, where people were complaining they were getting dishonorable discharge. That's not an act to consider dishonorable. We're talking about
So
People getting DUIs and still getting honorable discharges and stuff, doing some major stuff.
Is it possible that they can probably just remove the dishonorable discharge and just have them as an honorable discharge?
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah, I
So
think
they
so.
won't have to come back. I mean, because I think that's just wrong because of the fact that they serve the country.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously they didn't want to leave, but they also didn't want to take this thing that you know, see, this, you know, they didn't want to do it. And
Hey, man, I don't blame them for not taking it, because I mean, I feel like I have a lot of long-lasting side effects from when we had to take the anthrax shot. And the government got sued for that, man. I mean, I got all type of allergies I never had before I had the anthrax shot. My gluten allergy.
That's
I'm
right.
allergic to bananas. I'm allergic to shellfish. I never had those allergies. Yeah, before
wait
I
a minute. How long? When did you get your anthrax shot?
It was a whole series, man. I think it was like we had to take like 8 shots or something like that.
Yeah, because they lined us up, and we went through this line, and they got all of our.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the same.
I think I started my series of anthrax back in like 2005 ish.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So I never had those type of issues before I had that anthrax shot, man. So I don't blame y'all. So all of y'all who didn't want to take the COVID shot, I understand.
Thank you.
I didn't want to take it, but they were telling me like if I didn't, I was going to lose my job. And
see, that's
a hard situation to put somebody in. You know what I mean?
It is.
And there were so many people who had to take it, right? But they didn't want to, and now there's nothing you can like do about it. But that just goes to show how far. I don't want to necessarily say the government, because it was the government that they were pushing it, and it's like, well, I just had questions. I'm like, we've been doing research for cancer and for HIV all these years, but all of a sudden, in less than 12 months, y'all got a magical vaccine for COVID-19.
Excellent point.
Listen, the math ain't mathing when it comes to some of that. I got questions. I had some big questions. Let me hold off. Look, I don't know what's going on. I just got questions is all I'm saying.
That whole thing was the whole situation, COVID period, was touchy for me because many people I lost from it, you know what I'm saying, who were vaccinated and those who didn't get the vaccine and those who was vaccinated and who had complications because of the vaccine. I was like, ugh. You know what I'm saying?
It was a lot. I lost my grandfather because of COVID. It wasn't the COVID. It was after COVID. His immune system was so weak. He got pneumonia.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone, man, who lost someone, man. Heart and love out to y'all, man. Positive healing and energy to y'all, man.
Yeah.
So, hey, man. Let's just make better decisions for our soldiers and sailors, airmen and guardians, and who am I missing? Marines. There you go.
Space Force. Don't forget about the Space Force.
Those are the guardians, man.
Oh,
Space Force.
Yeah.
So you mean wait a minute, Space Force.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you know what? We talked about that a while back. You know what I'm saying? Because people think I was crazy when I said we got aliens, and they be like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, we got aliens. There's aliens out there." People like, "Man, there ain't no aliens." I'm like, "Look, the Bible tells us there's aliens, creepy things and flying fowls. That to me could be an alien. And who gonna stop me? Who gonna check me? Who gonna check me, bro?"
I don't know. I'm on a scale of when it comes to that.
I mean,
it's a vast universe. I don't know if
there is. I believe that there's very demonic spirits.
Of course,
play games
enough to think that we're the only ones.
But here's the thing: I think the reason why we look at aliens as a threat is probably because of the fact that when we first was introduced to the movie Aliens, right?
Now kill them all, Corey. Kill them all.
Yeah, they were. We fear the unknown. You know what I'm saying? But look at E.T. E.T. was just trying to phone home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Back then,
E.T. was just trying to get him some cellular technology.
Hey, we got Starlink now. That can help him.
You know what I'm saying? Starlink.
Get E.T. some Starlink.
I'm not gonna lie. I think real talk. I worked in cellular technology in 20 years, and I truly believe some of that cellular technology came from an extraterrestrial.
It makes sense, man. I mean, we got so many. We always talk about how art reflects reality, right?
Yeah.
And vice versa. Who knows, man? We've seen it in so many different movies, comic book, cartoons.
You know what? Let me give you the benefit of the doubt, Corey. Let's say, because you know what? I don't believe there's any scientific reason for all of the crazy like crop circles and stuff. When you see that,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, who would sit here and just F up an entire field like a farm? You know what I mean?
Just mow it all up.
Yeah, just like
farmer. You ain't got time for that.
Yeah, no, you're just throwing your crops. Like I
never thought about it like
recently,
that.
and I'm looking at some of these symbols, and they are so intricate, and I'm like, no human is sitting here doing aerial shots, being like, yeah, we can put this circle here and this one right here, and we can align them with the stars this way. Like, I'm like, I got questions. Seriously, crop circles.
I think aliens are out there, man. So,
You
hey,
do too?
whoever's watching live, man, do y'all think aliens are out there?
Let us know.
Let us know. Let us know. While we waiting on that, speaking of technology, what's going on with a particular type of technology that's out there, Bobby? Specifically the Teslas.
So yeah, the Teslas, right?
Oh God.
We're gonna bring this up. We're gonna talk about it, all right, y'all. We're gonna hit up the segment called "Let's Talk About It." All right, this is where we bring in a topic that some people can define as controversial. However you want to talk about it, we're just gonna open up the floodgates and we're gonna start with this. There have been people who have been damaging, destroying, lighting on fire Teslas, purposely. Not just purposely, but yeah, they're like crashing into their Teslas and stuff, waiting for those people to get out. When they exit the car, then the other people are there telling them, you got no business driving a Tesla and stuff, and so they're damaging people's property. But now they're being labeled as domestic terrorists. And so the topic that I was thinking about was like, let me get y'all's opinion on the subject, but then I have Google pulled up already because we are going to look at the dictionary definition of what a domestic terrorist is. And then when you think about what's happening around you, you tell me, should these people be labeled as domestic terrorists?
Oh, I already got my answer, but go ahead and read the definition now.
I was like, oh, I know you do. That's good, right?
Yep.
All right. Domestic terrorists are violent criminal acts committed within a country by individuals or groups to further ideological goals, stemming from domestic influences such as political, religious, social, racial, or environmental motivations.
I'm going to add to that because that was a very sophisticated definition. I'm going to just simplify it. The main thing that classifies it as a domestic terrorist act is doing it against their own fellow citizen.
Yes.
That's the main differentiator between a terrorist and a domestic terrorist. Because a traditional terrorist they're not committing those acts against their own citizens.
Right. They're going to other countries to do that.
Yeah. So I mean, with that definition, yes, those are domestic terrorists.
So shit, we got a whole bunch of domestic terrorists. We got Crips and Bloods. When
you think about it, they're committing acts of violence against one another to either further some sort of ideological goal. When you think of the Crips and the Bloods, right? It's red versus blue, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's red versus blue, right? So those are different ideological goals, and they're trying to further. What do they do? Like gain territory, right? And you do that by either coercing, by intimidation, by threats, you know. And it's the same thing. So I don't feel the least bit bad about people committing these acts and then being put in for some serious jail time.
Nope, you're a terrorist. I mean,
you don't have to like Elon Musk. You don't have to like the man. That's okay. That is your prerogative. But when you begin to destroy people's personal property that they've worked hard for, you're crossing into like a whole other line, and nobody's gonna stand behind that. But I got to tell you this. The people who are in the political realm that are supporting that, I take issue with that. You're encouraging that. I think you should be like, hey, hold on a second. Well, hold on a second. We all don't like Elon Musk. That's okay. We can all feel this way. But when you begin to hurt other American citizens around you, we can't do that.
Your baby, somebody baby in their family could be in that car. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Somebody could have accidentally.
That's a family.
Yeah, like
No.
you don't know. And plus, look, Teslas ain't cheap.
Nah.
They ain't cheap.
And they've been catching people because they've got freaking cameras on them. Like, if you know how Teslas work, you know they've got like 360-degree cameras. They see you.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. The criminal. Let me just be 100% real. Criminals don't care about being seen. They care about getting caught. Point blank. And let me tell you why.
Point. Okay.
Let me tell you why. Because so many people been stealing on the Ring cameras and all that stuff. They don't care.
Good point.
But when they get caught, that's when they like, oh snap! Now everything coming to a head.
Singing like a canary.
And real talk, because I mean, I remember back in the days when we used to have to plug up at Kmart. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna say no names, but we wasn't
bringing that up, man. What's the statute of limitations, man?
Hey, I don't know. I just said that's why I said the plug and Kmart is closed. So, you know what I'm saying? No names.
What are you talking about,
man? I love Kmart.
You know but
Blue light specials.
We had some Kmart specials, all right.
Yeah,
we bought some gum and we had a whole pledge outfit.
Specials. So you could kind of say we was predating on those specials. We were special predators. Like we wanted those deals. And
we wasn't terrorists. We were not terrorists.
We weren't no terrorists. But no, hey man, I got no I do not feel any sympathy for the people that do that dumb stuff, man, and they get caught, man. They throw everything at them, man. You a terrorist, just like any other terrorist. You get what you deserve, man.
Yeah, man. don't cause harm if you don't want. Like, play stupid game, win stupid prizes.
Win stupid prizes. Speaking of people that like to play stupid games, we're gonna switch it here, and you know what? It's been a minute since we done this, but we gotta do it, yo. We gotta do it.
Make it make sense. Long as you give us that last strike, we don't need another strike.
We gotta make it make sense, man. We gotta make it make sense. And
make sense.
Tonight's make it make sense topic are female predators, man. What's going on with that, Bobby?
Yeah, so I think this topic, whenever we all three of us discuss what we're going to talk about that make it make sense, this isn't something we just bring to the table. We make sure that there's going to be a good discussion about it. And unfortunately, there's always a lot of men in the news about what they're doing. They're predators. They're preying on young women who are vulnerable, this and that. But let's get real for a second. There's a lot of very manipulative women out there. They prey on men who are vulnerable, men who maybe are a little insecure about themselves, but they make good money. And these women come in and they finagle their way into their life. Ooh. They end up even having kids with these men, and they've got them locked down for life financially.
Or 18 years.
There are women predators out there. There are red flags. Even if they're quiet about it, they can have very narcissistic, selfish personalities, even if it doesn't come out in light immediately. And unfortunately, if there's a man who happens to be what I call a beta, somebody who's like, yes, dear. Ooh, yes, dear. Yeah, I did say it. I gotta tell you too, man. Listen to me. Beta, you're not cute. I want an alpha, a man who's willing to take a little bit of control of the situation. Like, no, baby, I got this. Don't even worry about it. You know what, baby? I don't miss it over here. That's okay. That's okay. But you got the men who I don't want to say they're weak, but they
wouldn't be beta men. They would be delta men.
Look, they just
don't call them beta. And we're beta, B5 side. Okay.
But truthfully, it don't even matter. It don't even matter if they're beta. The topic is these women. These women are using their physical talents to lure these men into staying in these relationships with them. In the meantime, they ain't gotta work. They don't gotta do nothing. And I'm not saying all women are like that. That's absolutely not gonna do it. But I'm telling you, they're out there. And I don't think they're on the news enough. But you know what? I gotta tell you, more and more, we're seeing more of these women teachers who are doing it to students.
Yeah. I'm seeing, I
was like, man, in the last 5 years, I feel like I've seen so many articles about these women teachers.
Let me tell you something.
Y'all.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, Bobby, you can hear from me first. Geronimo, to listen to it. Okay. The reason why there's women teachers like that, because when we were growing up, we had fantasies about our teachers that we wanted to do, right?
Oh, you think I don't know that? Come on, man.
But here's the thing: there have been teachers I know of, not in the high school we went to, but I know there was teachers who acted on that, and like nobody spoke on it. So
it wasn't publicized like it probably is now.
Because the kid the young man was getting what he wanted because he shot through puberty, and the young lady or the teacher, remember, teachers 21, 20 years old. So you know what I'm saying. You got 17-year-old. Y'all probably still, you know what I'm saying. Like I remember when you graduated from school, and now you back in school and you teaching. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But now, as a parent, okay, now when I put my parent hat on, I'd be like, I can go, I'll die for my kids, you know what I'm saying, and I'll go to jail for my kids, you know what I'm saying. So I get it. It's like these predator women are out there, because when we looked at predator women, when we were, you know what I'm saying, growing up, we was like, hey, Miss Parker. You know what I'm saying? Because Miss Parker was what we was looking at, right? We 16, 15 years old looking at that grown woman in a bikini, watering that line. We didn't think nothing, right? But now that we're parents and we have little bitty babies of our own, and you know what I'm saying, I have a son, I wish a mother would. A teacher try to, you know what I'm saying, touch my son, I don't care if she male, he female, whatever. They get knocked the fuck out. Pointblankperiod.com with a T on it. But I feel where you're coming from. It's like to hit back to what you're talking about. Yeah. Predatory or women that look for men who, you know what I'm saying, they know that they can take advantage of. They could talk down on. That unfortunately there are women out there like that, but then there are men who like that. Think about sadomasochists.
Thinking about that,
you know what I'm saying. I don't know if you guys ever had.
What did you call it?
Sadomasochist. S&M.
Okay. Yeah.
So
they're sadists and masochists. They like to feel pain.
Well, not just pain.
Watch how you say this, Corey. You had a customer?
I had a customer. Yeah, I had a customer. She was not my customer. She was not me, but I took her payments when I worked at T-Mobile.
Okay, you took her payments?
Yes. Her cell phone.
About to get him in trouble, G.
Her T-Mobile sidekick payments. Okay. But she explained to me that those are agreements of kink fantasies, like
50 Shades.
Very simple, very similar. But this lady, she was a bodybuilder. She was like 50 years old. She used to come in and she was like, you know what I'm saying, when you gonna get out there on the treadmill with me? I'd be like, because I was chubby.
Hey, she just called you out like that, huh?
But the thing about, I knew she didn't mean no harm by it, because she would say, I'm just effing with you. But she was a female with a masculine mannerism, and she was buff, but she still was a female with her lady parts. You know what I'm saying? And she would show me her daughter, and like how her daughter was weightlifting and doing things, how her daughter lost weight and took on the role like her. And that's why she was encouraging me and stuff. But then she also showed me something that I was like, I didn't want to see that. It was a cock cage. I didn't know. Yeah. And I was like,
that just happened.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, don't worry. Those are for my clients. I was like, clients? She was like, yeah. She was like, you see that? You know what I'm saying? You see that orange? She had an orange Porsche. And she was 57, 58. She was like, my clients pay for that. And then she explained to me the situation. And she explained to me that there are some men that lives a regular life. They are the alpha male in their family, but they also want to experience that female alpha. and have these kinks played out to him.
He ain't lying. I don't understand that, but I knew a cat that was in that world, man. And he would go to these conferences, no BS, and like you would have like wrestler type chicks just kick him in the balls. Not even lying. That was the thing. Like they have these whole events where the guys just line up and the girls just come kick him in the balls. Like they just.
Hey, you could pay me to do that, baby. Side hustle. I'm gonna go figure it out.
Like, what kind of shoes I gotta wear?
Shoes. Man, size 10 right up your butt. What you can do?
And hey, man. So you're not lying, man. There's all kind. It's different strokes for different folks, man.
But you know, bring it back on around to this topic. We're just saying, you know,
different strokes.
Not trying to different strokes. Not trying to you know,
the predator part, man. It comes in different flavors, right?
Mm-hmm. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about women who are truly trying to manipulate a system and take advantage of men who are just in a vulnerable spot.
So this is the one that I see a lot, right? Mm-hmm. Very attractive girl, and I've seen this. I got two scenarios that's close to me that I've seen recently. Very attractive girl, right? There may be a certain criteria of guys that can have a chance with this very attractive girl, right? Then things go left. She gets pregnant, has a baby, and now she's giving, you know, the type of guy she normally wouldn't give a chance. I've seen that happen now. There's a marriage there's a marriage that happened because of something like that. Guy liked girl for years, right? Never had a chance. Has a baby. Now all of a sudden she's studying him. You know what I mean?
Stability.
Yeah. She's letting him buy someone else's baby, a little baby too, brand new toys, all this stuff, get married, this and that. And I just so happened to go to that person's house. I'm looking around. I'm like, damn, all these new baby toys and stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, it's not his baby. And I'm talking to baby, maybe it was one, maybe two. Now, granted, girl, very attractive, right? But she knew what she was doing, man. This guy wanted her all these years, man, and you know things didn't quite work out the way she wanted to, and she was like, "Oh, you really okay? Yeah, take care of me and my baby." Fast forward, he's like, "Yo, I want my baby now," and she won't give him a baby. So.
That makes that look to my mind. That's grounds for divorce. Part of the reason why you even get married is to have children. And now you're denying that man his own legacy.
Yep.
Divorce her ass.
Yep. And hey, but women do that.
Ouch.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing.
Oh, good. Okay.
No, he's doing that, man. But when I found out that he was making that decision, I'm like, yeah,
that's sad though. He finally got his opportunity. And she's like, yeah, I don't think so. So I fit the bill for your financial need, but now the shoe's on the other foot, and now I can't have children, but now you can go and have children with somebody else. I got it. Okay.
And you
got to work for it
to finance that other person's child. What's the word, sir?
Double standard.
Double standard.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
It's a double standard. Like he did for her. But now that he wants something done for him, she's not willing to do it for him.
That's like a narcissistic personality. That's the selfishness. Yeah. He's not feeling like she's going to get anything out of it. She ain't going to do nothing for him. No.
And unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's very, 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 very important to date somebody. You know, with all these, because I look at this stuff I see on TV every night, you know what I'm saying? 90 day
Beyonce,
you know what I'm saying, hook up right after I get out the jail system and stuff like that. I'm like, look, you know, like, can we go out? Can you go out? Can you get some pizza? Get some Starbucks? You know what I'm saying? Go to Dave & Buster's, something.
So you make a good point, man. We got to protect the future, right? Because this is really valid for this last topic we're going to close with tonight.
Yeah.
How do you prepare kids for dating, but specifically preparing them to avoid those traps from predators, male or female? You know what I mean? Like, who wants to get us started with that?
I can
go for it.
So, we all probably have different parenting styles and techniques, but I've talked on the show before about me being a mom of girls. I have 5 girls and 1 boy. 3 of my younger girls live with me, and we have standards, right? I think setting a standard for how dating should even be done to begin with, and making sure that you're consistent on what that looks like. Maybe it might be different for boys than it is for girls, but in our household, there's no dating until 16, and my daughter's going through a class this summer before she's able to date, where they're identifying red flags in relationships, how to identify somebody being selfish or manipulative and stuff. Our church puts on a program for teenagers, for older teenagers, of how to identify those toxic relationships and stuff, so that when you begin to see those red flags, you're able to consciously see that now at a younger age and be like, oh, I remember going through this, and saying, oh, these little things, just like how a boy treats his mom, how he talks about his parents behind his back, those things matter. How a girl talks about her father and her mother behind their back, if your son, you know what I mean, is going to be in the dating scene, how she acts in front of her girlfriends, that two-facedness. Are they the same person behind your back that they are in front of their friends? Are they going to talk trash about you the moment you turn your back? And those are things to be, that are key, because the last thing we want to see our kids is have a broken heart. But being able to distinguish between what they want in a relationship, because in our family, dating is supposed to lead to marriage. We're not dating just to test the waters and to sleep with every single person. We ain't doing that. I don't care what movement they got on women and body count. That is a no-no. That is a no-no. That's a no-no. We ain't doing that, because you know what? A real man isn't going to want a woman who slept with 15 dudes. That's not cute. But on the same token, a woman, if I was back in the dating scene and the guy's like, oh yeah, I've only been with 30 women. Listen, I ain't the person for you, man. Keep trucking.
30.
Woo, that's a lot.
Only 30?
Shut up.
Oh, my fault.
This guy.
You know what?
This guy. Hey, what kind of parent are you, G?
I'm gonna be honest with you. My body count is not that much.
Well, neither is mine.
You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
We're not gonna say anything else about body count, because we
got my Trident University banner
right.
You
do. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
No, but you have a good point, man. It's setting a good. Actually, you're right. And to build on top of that, Dr. Poole shared something that aligned with what you said, Bobby. He said parents should set the example first with their own relationships. I was like, ooh, that's a tough one, man. And I feel like he's 100% correct, man. Because how can we prepare our children for dating if our dating lives aren't right? It's one of those like do as I say, not as I do type of deals, right?
Right.
Excellent point, man.
Yeah, because I make it a point for my kids to know that me and my wife are going out on a date. But
Corey, no questions asked. I know you're a good husband. I hear how you talk about your wife. I hear how you talk about your kids. Hands down, you're a good father and a good husband. In case nobody told you.
I appreciate it. And I know you're a good mom and you're a good wife as well, because I know you do what it takes to make sure your girls stay on point and great representation of Christ. I know you are. You know what I'm saying? And what the reason why I do the things like I even kiss my wife in front of my children, I want them to be able to see that as a husband, as the head of the house, you have a safe place to be soft with the person who you love. You know what I'm saying? And it's important for them to see that affection for many other reasons, not just because of the fact that she's my wife. Because once they're gonna be married, when they get older, like we've talked. My son said he want to get married, but he don't think he want children. I was like, okay, and I was like, why? He was like, well, because I want to do a lot of things, and I'm like, that's great, but why? Who are you gonna do it for? You just doing it for yourself, or are you doing it because you're like me and my wife? I said, but you're not gonna have anything to pass down to somebody else if you don't have children. And he was like, oh, okay. He didn't think about that, right? Because he sees me and my wife do a lot. And then I explained to him, I'm like, but but I was like, remember when we went to Hawaii? And he was like, oh yeah. I was like, son, you was able to experience that. don't you want to take your son or your
Mhm.
daughter on a trip? You know what I'm saying? Where one where all they have to do is wake up, eat, and get in the pool.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, although I paid for my family to do that, even though my trip was free, I would do it. I would pay it again in a heartbeat because of the fact that those are experiences. It's not so much just the fact that I can do it or I can have fun. It's just the fact that you want to be able to say on my last. I pray when my time is for me to leave here, everybody who I loved and who love me are around me, and we can start telling stories about the time they spent, and they can be able to have those memories. You know what I'm saying? So when I leave here, a part of me still lives on through them.
That's what's up. And you doing that with your kids is setting that example.
Exactly.
So they can, know what to look for when they look for a significant other, huh?
Right. Exactly.
Listen, there's a lot of PDA in the Lopez household.
As it should be.
It
should be.
But it's in a good healthy manner. Your kids need to see you love on each other.
They do. They do.
You do. We got the little one coming up. She goes, no kissing. Girl, get out of here.
Nah, good point. Good point, man. So recently, I've been looking at it from when we were younger, right, Corey? I think we learned it the wrong way, man.
Of course.
When around, man. Man, we got so stuck on these player ways, and I see that in the youth now, man. Like this whole hookup culture, sneaky links, and all of that, man. Which is cool at first, right, when you're young. However, man, I just had a grandbaby, man, and her mom had a very healthy pregnancy and birth, no complications. They went home the next day.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I said that to say that happened because she's young. I mean, just real talk, the womb is healthier when you're young. I like to encourage kids to work on themselves, kind of learn, get an idea who you are, to try to find someone younger, because it just biology, science is proven, man, it's healthier to have a baby younger. But I don't think we do a good enough job encouraging our youth to look for a stable, healthy relationship at the younger ages. What are you gonna say?
It goes back to when people are saying you need to play the field, you need to see what's out there. The problem with that is, if you look at our grandparents, what happened?
You said what the problem is with that? I said diseases.
That too.
Corey didn't catch it, but it was funny.
But just think about it like this. I have a grandmother who passed away when 12, but she had 16 kids, right? She had kids when she was when she was young. You know what I'm saying? And I think if we do the right thing by teaching our kids about self-love, knowing how to be treated, knowing what they want to be treated like, and finding that right person at a timely manner, that if they get married right after college, which is 22,
nothing wrong with that,
right? You know what I'm saying? Have they had experience in life? No, but sometimes you need to grow together. I got married when I was 24. You know what I'm saying? And I've been married since. You know what I'm saying? And I've been with my wife, since I was 22. You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful.
Exactly. And prior to her, I only had one relationship that I was serious about, and that was a long-term relationship at that time. So I couldn't rack up body count because of the fact that Rib Nest wouldn't let me. My conscience with God wouldn't let me. And then I vicariously seen through other people's lives that I was like, I don't want children in high school. I just did. I'm saying I didn't want children, and I seen a lot of our friends from high school who had children, and now they grown and them and their children are going to clubs together, and I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I knew what I want, I knew what I didn't want, and I saw a lot of what I did not want, and I was like, okay, I need the alternative. But I want my kids to be able to see what they want, see it from me, and then be able to have it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it sounded like that's the best thing to do is just lead by example.
Goes back to the quote that I had told y'all about recently, right? So the quality of your decisions determines the quality of your life. So if you're making good quality decisions when it comes to your relationships, you can only hope that the best outcome is that you have a good quality life because of those.
And so we just really got to set what that good quality looks like for the children, so they could develop that. So when they get to that early 20s, right? Hopefully they're in a position to have some financial stability, because that does matter too, right?
And that's our job. And we need to talk about that on another show, because I have
we will. I got a topic for it in one of our next episodes. So you know what? Keep tuning into Technically Speaking here. We're going to give you some news you can use. Keep on.
For real.
Yes.
For real.
Like, subscribe, and share. Tell all your friends.
Yes.
Get them on.
Yes.
Let's have a chat. Let's conversate.
We making fun of everybody.
Hop on in.
You know what I'm saying? No,
but yeah, man, I think that's the best thing to do. Like you said, man, just set a bar of quality, right? Set that standard. Teach them that. And then, I mean, you can't, like, Creative Native just joined us. It's softball night.
What up, big dog?
What's up?
Softball. Like he said, right? You know, God has a humorous way of panning things out for you. But all we can do, I think, is just teach them and guide them, and hopefully they, make some good, decent decisions, man. But I definitely think we got to combat that whole hookup culture, man, and playing the field, because that doesn't help, man. I don't think
that's not healthy.
It's
that ain't
not
healthy for your body. It's not.
No, it's not healthy for your
emotional
or your mind either.
Yeah. You want to know? And Geronimo, you may not know this, but in the Christian culture, you know what I'm saying? When you lay with the person, their spirit is attached to you. And whatever spirit that who they lay with is attached to them. And that spirit gets on. And that's one thing I learned when I was like 15 or 16. I was like, so you mean to tell me if I lay with a girl who's laid with a girl, and then she lay with a guy who lay with a guy, that means I can get all of those spirits attached to me. And then I'll be confused about my sexuality and what I want and what I don't want. You know what I'm saying? And so I took it like that. And I was like, you know what? Let me just keep it clear, keep it clean. I go back to work.
Hey, hook it up with them ribs, man.
With them ribs, real talk. Because as a kid, my thing is, if you were sexually active when you were too young, it's a certain part of your brain that, you know what I'm saying, it's on. It's on. It's like the light is on in a room that never had light. And you try to be like, ooh, what else is in this room, right? But if I go ahead and fill that void with work and then putting things in place where I know that I won't get distracted, of course, church as well, because I also want to make sure that when I did get married, my thing worked.
That helped too. Hey, that's another lesson, young people. Don't play the field, because when you do eventually find that right one, you want to make sure your thing works. That's it. All right,
let me leave it at that. Yeah,
Corey.
Leave it like that.
On that note,
the thing needs to work.
Your thing needs to work. Hey, but that's no unemployed, man.
They had no unemployed penis.
Corey, you get a kick out of yourself over there.
Sorry.
Hey, man, it's all good stuff though, man. But how do we do that though? Because most people, I think, I don't know. Chime in, IGR. Do we sound like we aiming in the right direction? Because I wonder how many people will be like, Hey man, that's corny though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
can that be done? Can we do it?
It is.
You don't have to play the field. Love yourself. Work for success. Aim for a level of success. Try to get that success young so you can start a healthy family young and grow together. Can we do it?
Yeah. Cancel the crash out culture.
Right. Encourage your kids to find that quality individual that's going to love them the way that they deserve to be loved. Starts in the home.
It does. We got to set that example. Hey, Dr. Pooh, man, you got that ball rolling, man. It starts with us. Somehow we always end to that Mother Teresa quote, man. The best way to change the world is to be good parents, man.
Yeah.
The best way
work.
and to make sure that thing work, baby. Let's go. Can't make no kids if that thing don't work.
Oh, made my hat come off.
That's gonna be the only takeaway from the night.
I can see the short now.
Hey, this was a good episode, man. Just to reiterate master the pivot, because we had to pivot and we still had a good show. Bianca, we want you to rest up and heal up and get better.
So you can come back to the show.
So yeah, we still gonna have her. We got Chris One coming soon, huh? Chris One coming next week, right? Hey, I'm excited to have him on here. Have him make some beats live. Can we get that?
I could see, because he's gonna be in the studio.
Nice.
Nah, but that's it for tonight's episode. Bobby, let them know what they can get from your services here in San Antonio if they're in this area.
Hey, what's up? If you are in the San Antonio area, we service Bexar County, Wilson County, Atascosa, any of the surrounding areas around San Antonio. If you have water damage around your home, your property, if you're not sure what's happening, let us help you out. Call us in for water mitigation, any damage restoration for your property. Give us a call. So hit me up on IG at bobby.lopez.5 or find me on Facebook at Bobby Lopez here in San Antonio.
Yes, ma'am.
Seeing you.
Corey, if they're in the LA. Well, you're not just in LA, you everywhere. You worldwide. What kind of services can they get from Core ENT, sir?
So yes, Core ENT. If you're looking to start a podcast, you're looking to have video services for your business, such as tutorials, or if you're looking to go ahead and do some marketing for social media, please reach out. You can find me at https://coreent.biz. And I have a plethora of plans there, or you can find me on any of the socials right there at Corey Giovanni, and I'm sure to get back to you. Send me a DM, slide in the DM. I give you a good price.
It's going down in the DM. That's what's up. And I am at tech_Von_go on Instagram. My thing is vacation rental right now. If you need a vacation rental here in San Antonio, hit me up. I'll send you a direct link. Maybe I can even give you a discount. But don't try to book Fiesta. That whole period has been booked already. So
nice.
Any other period, I might be able to help you out. But hey, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, family, this was a great show. Y'all have a good night. Be safe out there on them roads, man. Be safe. And we'll get with y'all next week.
Bye.